Hello everyone, welcome back to OCD Recovery's YouTube channel. Today I want to talk about why making OCD recovery the only thing important in your life is more than likely a slippery slope for not making the progress that you more than likely want to make. Before I go any further, please subscribe, like the video, let me know what you think. Let me know what other people maybe have told you about, the number one most important thing in your life is OCD recovery. Again, we're not saying that OCD recovery and making progress isn't important, but when you tend to make it the only thing that's important in your life, you forget about that majority of the journey is bringing discomfort with you, creating distance between you and the sensations and the intrusive thoughts, allowing it to be there, also working on your core fears and why you're stuck. But if your entire life is focused around bringing OCD absolutely down to zero, it usually becomes a little compulsive and trying to force acceptance. So in my journey, in the beginning of my journey, there was a large amount of time, where I didn't want to make any progress at all. And I just was just not being honest with myself. I was really good at rationalizing, which I've done videos talking about the difference between rational thinking and rationalizing, because you can rationalize anything in favor of your own subjective view, where rational thinking is much more in line with objective reality and just looking at things for what they are. Where I would rationalize my behavior, which is one of the videos, which I suggest everyone watch who hasn't watched it yet, from I believe a week or so ago, talking about why OCD doesn't justify your poor behavior in life. Well, it's understandable why you do that, especially when you're suffering, but bringing down that catastrophizing and, whether you're really mean to people all the time and you're really short with people. I was like that with my wife and some of my friends and my family members, and I would blame OCD. And again, while that is understandable, it's not entirely correct and it actually doesn't get you anywhere. So as I was going through OCD recovery in the beginning, the first 12 months of my journey, so June 2020 to June 2021, the first year I actually took things serious when I put video games away. I took it a little bit too seriously. All I wanted to do was read the books. Didn't want to do anything else. I wanted to spew all day long. I was very hyper-focused in the way of creating distance between my sensations and allowing them to be there, to where it became I was really trying to force that gap. It wasn't an actual internal surrender in the way I wanted it to be. So it became quite counterproductive. My wife and I started the business. I got back into the gym. I was out of the gym for a little bit and I gained a bunch of weight, which is understandable. Again, when you're suffering, it can be all encompassing, but I really had to take the mindset of that OCD recovery cannot be the only thing in my life, and it can't be the number one priority in my life. This doesn't mean I didn't make it, a purpose in order to make progress and get better, a very important thing in my life, but I didn't say to myself, the only thing that exists in my life is OCD recovery and getting better. Because I knew that that would be counterproductive, especially after 6-9 months, when I realized I was really trying to force it. And that forcing becomes the opposite of what we want, as I said before earlier in the video. So let me know if this is something you have struggled with, forcing acceptance, making OCD the only thing that's important in your life. Most of the things that we use, the philosophical tools we use in this, in OCD recovery, disputing our irrational beliefs, changing the way we view our anxiety sensations, accepting ourselves, other people in life, those can all become compulsive. We talk about that a lot. So check out the acceptance playlist where we go, if you go to the YouTube channel and you go to playlists and you can go through all the different types of playlists. Watch all the ones that are underneath acceptance, not in one shot, spread them out and watch them in a non-compulsive manner. But, self-compassion is really important. You have a disorder that you can recover from. There's a lot of conditions, especially when someone is suffering chronically, that people just don't ultimately get better from. Like my dad, right? Stage 4 pancreatic cancer. It's basically a death sentence. No matter what you do, how much chemo, how much radiation, how much, you could do, they used to call the Whipple procedure. I looked that up. You want to look about the perspective, look up the Whipple procedure and see what they used to do for pancreatic cancer sufferers, and then see the quality of life for that. We know we can get better. We've seen people get better. We've seen people get better from all different types of fears. But we also have to remember that this is just a part of our lives. We're not OCD. Just how a baseball player isn't a baseball player. They are a person who plays baseball. And if you break it down to its rational sense, they are a person that swings a wooden stick at a ball. That's it. They're a person that does that as a hobby, whether they get paid professionally or not. And this is really important because you're not OCD. You're just a person who has OCD who's suffering. It's one factor of your life compared to many other factors in my life, like hanging out with my wife. I like my dogs. I like hiking. I like hanging out with my friends. I like music festivals, the gym, all these other things. And this OCD is just one part of me. So thank you so much for watching. Definitely watch that video I talked about in the beginning. Why OCD doesn't justify bad behavior. I think it's a really important topic. I see a lot of people on social media talk about why it's completely okay to act to have very, very poor behavior when you're suffering. And I'm here to tell you that it's absolutely not okay. It's understandable. There's a difference between understanding why it happens, but to say that it's okay and it's beneficial is absolutely not. So hearing that in tough love sense is really important. If anyone is telling you that when you're suffering, you can act any way you want, I promise you they do not have your best interests at heart. That is an absolute, excuse my language, complete bullshit and will not get you where you want to go, no matter how much people tell you. You got to take some personal responsibility in OCD. You didn't ask for your brain, but you definitely can have the ability over time to bring down the way you react by working at acceptance. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.